Ripple of Wisdom, a Buddhist tale of inner strength. Once in a serene valley surrounded by lush green mountains, there lay a small village where people lived simple but content lives. In this village, an old monk named Bhavan resided in a humble monastery. Known for his wisdom and unshakable calmness, Bhavan had mentored generations of villagers, teaching them the timeless lessons of the Buddha. Among the villagers was a young boy named Kavi. Curious and restless, Kavi had an insatiable thirst for understanding life's deeper meaning. Despite his inquisitiveness, he struggled with self-doubt, anger, and impulsiveness, which often got him into trouble. One day, tired of feeling lost, Kavi decided to visit Bhavan. When Kavi arrived at the monastery, he found Bhavan sitting under a Bodhi tree, meditating peacefully. The old monk's presence exuded a calm energy that immediately comforted the young boy. "Master Bhavan," Kavi began, "I am plagued by doubts and fears. I get angry easily, and I find myself unable to focus on what truly matters. How can I find peace and strength within myself?" Bhavan opened his eyes and smiled warmly. "Ah, Kavi," he said, "your journey is just beginning. Sit with me and let me tell you a story." The tale of two wolves, Bhavan began. Inside each of us, Kavi, there are two wolves constantly battling. One wolf represents anger, jealousy, greed, and fear. The other wolf symbolizes kindness, patience, humility, and love. This battle determines the person we become. Kavi's eyes widened. "Which wolf wins, Master?" "The one you feed," Bhavan replied with a serene smile. "Every thought, every action is like feeding one of the wolves. If you focus on anger and fear, that wolf grows stronger. But if you cultivate love and patience, the other wolf will thrive." The young boy pondered the story, but his restless heart wasn't satisfied. "Master, I understand the lesson, but how do I control which wolf I feed? Sometimes anger and fear take over before I can even think." Bhavan nodded, sensing Kavi's struggle. "Control comes from awareness and practice, my child. Let me show you a path to mastering your mind. Lesson 1. The Empty Cup. Bhavan led Kavi to a small hut where a teapot and 2 cups were placed on a wooden table. He poured tea into 1 cup until it overflowed, spilling onto the table. "Master, stop!" Kavi exclaimed. "The cup is full. It cannot hold more tea." Bhavan chuckled. "And so it is with your mind, Kavi. If your mind is full of opinions, judgments, and distractions, there is no room for wisdom. Empty your cup by practicing mindfulness. Observe your thoughts without judgment and let them pass like clouds in the sky." Kavi nodded, understanding the metaphor. Bhavan instructed him to meditate daily, focusing on his breath to quiet the chatter of his mind. Lesson 2. The Pebble in the Pond. One afternoon, Bhavan took Kavi to a tranquil lake. He handed the boy a small pebble and asked, "What happens when you throw this pebble into the water?" Kavi tossed the pebble, watching ripples spread across the surface. "The water ripples outward," he said. "Exactly," Bhavan said. "Your actions are like this pebble. Each choice you make creates ripples that affect not only you, but also those around you. Practice kindness and compassion, and your ripples will bring peace to others. But if you act out of anger, your ripples will spread suffering." This lesson resonated deeply with Kavi, and he began paying closer attention to his actions and their impact on others. Lesson 3. The Strength of Silence. One day, Kavi came to Bhavan in tears. "Master, people mock me for being quiet and kind. They say I am weak." Bhavan led him to a bamboo grove and asked, "Do you see how the bamboo sways with the wind but never breaks?" "Yes," Kavi replied. "Silence is like the bamboo," Bhavan explained. "It bends but does not break. When you respond to mockery with silence, you conserve your energy and remain unshaken. True strength lies in restraint, not in retaliation." Kavi began practicing the art of silence, finding that it gave him inner strength and clarity. Lesson 4. The Mirror of the Heart. One evening, Bhavan gave Kavi a polished mirror. "Look into this and tell me what you see." "I see myself," Kavi said. "This mirror reflects your outer appearance," Bhavan said. "But to see your true self, you must polish the mirror of your heart. Remove the dust of envy, hatred, and ignorance through meditation, kindness, and self-reflection." Kavi realized that his true essence was not defined by his fears or doubts, but by the purity of his heart. Lesson 5. The Mountain Path. As Kavi grew older, Bhavan took him on a journey to the top of a nearby mountain. The climb was steep and challenging, and Kavi often stumbled. "Master, this path is too difficult," he complained. Bhavan smiled. "The path to the summit is like the path to enlightenment. It is filled with obstacles, but each step strengthens you. Do not focus on the destination. Embrace the journey and learn from each challenge." With renewed determination, Kavi continued climbing, realizing that every struggle brought him closer to inner peace. The transformation years passed, and Kavi transformed into a calm and compassionate young man. His once restless mind became a wellspring of wisdom, and the villagers began seeking his guidance. One day, Bhavan gathered the villagers and said, "Kavi has learned the art of feeding the right wolf, of emptying his cup, and of spreading ripples of kindness. He has mastered silence, polished the mirror of his heart, and embraced the mountain path. He is ready to share these lessons with you all." Kavi bowed to his mentor, gratitude filling his heart. "Master, I could not have done this without your guidance." Bhavan placed a hand on Kavi's shoulder. "The wisdom was always within you, my child. I merely helped you see it." The legacy. Kavi spent the rest of his life teaching others the lessons he had learned. The ripples of his actions spread far and wide, bringing peace and wisdom to countless lives. As for Bhavan, he continued to sit under the Bodhi tree, watching the world with a serene smile, knowing that the seeds of wisdom he had planted would continue to grow for generations. In the end, the old man's teachings became the foundation of a community that thrived on compassion, mindfulness, and inner strength. And so, the timeless lessons of the Buddha lived on, illuminating the hearts of all who sought them.